Stampers, and welcome to another episode of the Make It Monday with me, your host, Laura Buechler from Inky Fingers Papercrafting, here to remind you, as I do every week, creativity is fun. Creativity is good for you, and creativity is for everyone, even you who's watching this thinking, I'm not creative, because let me tell you, that was me a few years ago. I guess more than a few years ago now, thinking I'm not creative. I know how to copy things. I know how to, look at things that other people have done and make them, make them again. But I can't come up with creativity myself. Wrong. I'll tell you more about that later. But right now we are going to get started with our Make It Monday video. Don't forget to stick around until the end because our friend Stevie is going to come on back and help us give away a card that we made last time. Thank you, Stevie. All right, we'll see you again later, buddy. Okay, this is the card that we're making today. Let's put that over there. Isn't this pretty? This is using the Painterly Pears Designer Series paper and the Perfectly Pears bundle. This is such a gorgeous bundle. Perfectly Pears, and the DSP, as you can see, is just stunning. And it's very painterly pears. Okay, so now that we've popped our peas looking at all these beautiful products, let's get started with making our card. Let me see. Wasn't it convenient of me to put the supplies that I need as far away from me on the desk as they could possibly go? I was trying to be so organized. All right, so first off, I have already done the embossing with this folder. This is the exposed brick embossing folder, and this is the design that it makes. That's my petal pink cardstock layer. I did this off screen ahead of time because I didn't want to have to bother with moving the great big machine onto my desk. And now we have these two beautiful pieces of designer series paper, and conveniently we have two Mossy Meadow cardstock pieces that just coordinate with them perfectly, size-wise and color-wise. And we're going to start by putting these together. So as I was saying, I used to think that I was not creative, which is weird because I have been a crafter ever since I was a kid. I mean, I think most of us do arts and crafts in school, or, if we're in other activities like brownies or 4-H or things like that. And I always loved doing that stuff, but I didn't think I was any good at it. And even when I started making cards, which is, gosh, got to be like 15 years ago now, I thought, well, this is fun and I love doing it, but I'm not creative. I'm good at looking at the designs that other people have created and putting them together. I'm good at seeing how the pieces go together to make them myself exactly as shown. But that's it. And that, to me, that didn't feel like I was being creative. It felt like I was just copying someone else. But soon I learned that actually the more you recreate, the more you practice whatever kind of crafting skill that you're enjoying, the more creative you will become. And now I know that I am in fact creative, that I can do all kinds of creative things myself and come up with designs such as the one that we're making here today. Now, I was thinking about putting this ribbon on here. This is gorgeous ribbon, by the way, Mossy Meadow and gold trim. But I think actually I'm not going to put it around here because this piece is just going to cover it up. So instead, I'm just going to do a bow. All right. So if you are in the same boat, if you're thinking to yourself, I'm not creative, I could never, incorrect. Yes, you could. And yes, you can. And it just takes practice, just like everything else in life. Oh, just like I tell my teenage daughter all the time, it's just practice. It's not magic. There's nobody else out there who's amazing at something that was born that way. We all have to practice. We all have to learn and get better. And And hopefully, if you're practicing something that's fun for you, like whatever kind of creative stuff you like to do, then that practice is not going to be a hardship, right? So jump in the comments and let me know what you think about your creativity, whether you feel like you're a super creative person or a totally not at all creative person, which hopefully nobody's feeling that way if they've just listened to my little soapbox rant. Maybe you're in the middle with your creative skills, and tell me what kind of creativity you enjoy. Okay, I cut this a little bit too short for a double knot, so I'm just going to do a single one instead. There we go. There's my beautiful bow with mossy meadow and gold trim. I know I tied that bow really fast. I have another video where I teach everybody how to tie a fancy bow using your fingers like that. So if I remember, I'll link to it in the comments, but it's on my YouTube channel. You can search for it. By the way, friends, this is a good time to ask, do you follow me on YouTube? Because all of my Facebook Live videos eventually get posted to YouTube. My goal is to post them within 2 weeks of doing the Facebook Live. Doesn't always happen that way. Life gets in the way, but they all get there eventually. And the cool thing about having them on YouTube is that there are also, there's a couple other magical things. There's playlists. So I have, cards like this, cards like the one we're making today, in a list called Projects for Beginners. And then I have, a playlist of fancy fold cards, and I have a playlist of terrific tools and all kinds of stuff. So if there's specific things that you're looking for, you can probably find it on my YouTube playlists. Okay, I've got to get some scrap white out of here. There we go. That'll work perfectly. I am going to cut myself 2 little white banners. And if you're thinking, why are you cutting yourself 2 banners? You only need 1 for this card, and you're correct. But sneaky, sneaky, after I finish this card, which is going to be very soon, I'm going to make another card with the same layout. Hey, Maury, nice to hear from you, pal. I actually put a card in the mail to you just today, Maury, because you shared a video from a previous Make It Monday, and I sent you the card in the mail. Okay, so we got 2 little banners, and we can put that aside. Okay, so we've got our beautiful card made with the Painterly Pears Designer Series paper and our stunning mossy meadow and gold trim. And now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use the longer banner here, and I want my Stampin' Pierce mat, and I want my sentiment stamp, and it's going to say, a good friend is a gift. Here we go. Now, because this is a photopolymer stamp set, I want to use my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath. What else was I going to say? Oh, yes. If you're looking at this card, by the way, and thinking, ooh, how I love that paper and that stamp set and how awesome it is, well, guess what? I have a virtual class featuring this very sweet. It has 11, pardon me, not 11. It has 16. I don't know why I had 11 on my brain. 11 is not correct. 16 is correct. 16 video tutorials featuring the Perfectly Pears bundle and the Painterly Pears DSP. And you can find it at inkyfingers.ca/on-demand. I have lots of other virtual classes there too. Each of them you can either buy for $41, or if you make a purchase of $99 or more this month, September, I will send you the virtual class for the Perfectly Pears bundle for free. Okay, a good friend is a gift. Oh, how beautiful. Now we need some bling, and then I'm going to do something I don't usually do. These are the low profile sparkle dots that go along with this suite. Oh, yay. I'm glad you got your birthday card, Maury. I'm going to put one there and one there. Now, usually on my Make It Monday videos, I don't always decorate the inside of the card. However, today I'm going to, and the reason is simply that these pears are so beautiful that you have to see what they stamp like. Okay, there's actually two more things I'm going to do on this card. Okay, here we go. There's my mat. Here's my card insert. Oh, I'm so glad you love the card, Maury. Just wait, I'm going to make it even more gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to get my Secret C ink pad. Secret C is one of the newest in colors. It's a very, very, very dark blue. It almost looks black. And it has quickly become one of my very favorite colors. Now the magic is going to happen when I stamp the inside of these pears. So you have this in your stamp set. This is a 2-step stamp set. So this is the one I just stamped, and I'm about to do this one. We also have 2 steps for a large pear. We have 2 steps for these leaves, and we have 2 steps for these beautiful flowers. Okay, so I'm going to grab my petal pink, and I'm going to stamp the insides of these pears. And because we have clear blocks and clear stamps, we can line this up really easily. Look at that dimension and color. Isn't that gorgeous? You can see like a light pink and a darker pink and all these mottled dots. And yet you saw I only stamped once with pink. It all just happened magically for me. So I love that. So I'm going to put that on the inside of my card. And then I'm going to show you one more amazing thing that you can do with this suite. And by the way, if you bought the suite, or even if you just bought the bundle, you would qualify. Oh my gosh, look what I did. I stamped the pears the wrong way around. I was thinking they were this way. Oh, what a goof. Okay, I'm going to put it this way. Okay, so if you bought the Perfectly Pears bundle and the Painterly Pears Designer Series paper, you would qualify to get the virtual class for free. Cool, right? Okay, now check out one more way that we're going to add amazing, beautiful pears to our card. We have the amazing, beautiful Painterly Pears Designer Series paper. And guess what Stampin' Up! Has done for us? They have given us dies that coordinate perfectly with the paper. So I can cut out these pears with this die and put them on my card. There are also dies to coordinate with these larger pears, with the flowers and the leaves. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with my wonderful will. I'm going to cut out these beautiful pears. You can see now why I did the embossing ahead of time, because I knew that there would be some extra die cutting steps going on. I think I'm going to have to cut this. There we go. So, Maury, what kind of things have you been up to lately? Have you been doing any crafting or other creative pursuits? Yes, you can always fix it. I always say to people who come to my classes, I say there's probably no mistake that you could make in paper crafting that I haven't made already. I have made plenty of mistakes. And just about every paper crafting mistake, you can figure out a way to fix it. There are rarely mistakes that can't be fixed. So that's why I think paper crafting is such a wonderful hobby. Okay. Ooh, I think I'm going to put it right there. Or should I put it over here? Choices. A good friend is a gift. Yeah, I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to get some dimensionals. I was at a crafting retreat over the weekend at the Grand Hotel here in Nanaimo. Boy, oh boy, was that fun. 40 women in the ballroom all weekend long. Everybody just working on their own crafting projects. Everybody with their own stash of chocolate and junk food. And everybody just laughing together and inspiring one another. Oh, I love that. I actually chose the 2 pairs because they look like 2 friends, because the sentiment is a good friend is a gift. Anyway, what was my point? I was at a crafting retreat. Oh, yes. Somebody put a card together, and it was a 3D project, a shaker card. And I had also put together the shaker card, and I had done it wrong. But this person did it even more colossally wrong than I did. And I said to her, you know, most mistakes in paper crafting can be fixed, but I don't know if that one can. But she figured out how to fix it. She took the whole thing apart with a magical product called Undo, which is like a glue remover type thing. And she got it fixed. Okay, so we're moving on to our second card here. Second verse, same as the first. We have got the birchwood embossing folder. I have already done the embossing on a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock. And we are using this time the Sunshine Vibes Designer Series paper to put together our card. So this is a great way to see that even though we're going to use the same layout, we're going to end up with very different cards. They're going to look different and have different colors and themes and sentiments and so on. So when you see a card online and you think, "Ooh, I really like that," but you know, it says happy 85th birthday grandpa, and my grandpa's not turning 85. So I don't need a card that says that. Well, you can change it up, right? You can look at the layout of the card and make it your own. Turn it into, thanks for sponsoring me in the school swim-a-thon instead of Grandpa's 85th birthday, right? You can choose different papers and different colors and so on. So as I'm putting this together, I'm realizing that I actually have, I forgot about this until I was putting the card together. I have a virtual class using this suite as well. So if you go to that same link, inkyfingers.ca/on-demand, you'll see the virtual class featuring the Sunshine Vibes bundle and the Boho Vibes paper that we're using today. Okay, Maury has been downsizing and decluttering and painting and not even like getting any time for creative fun. That is a drag, Maury. I'm sorry to hear that. Wah, wah. Okay, so I think I'm going to put this here instead of over here now. I'm going to change it up a little bit. How about that? Okay, now I have already cut out the very tiny little banner for my sentiment. I should say the banners I've been using are from the Stylish Shapes dies, which if you do not have this in your craft room, please make an order immediately, because they have circles and banners and squares and 4 of each, I believe, 4 of each size. So 12 dies, and you will use them constantly. They are extremely useful and versatile. I would say the banners are probably the ones I use the most, followed by the circles. What am I looking for now? I've got this awesome stamp set. Yes, here we go. I'm making this a hello card. So I've got my hello stamp, and I'm going to stamp that with, I'm going to use Secret C again, just like I did for the outline of the pears. Hello. There we go. Ooh, look at that. It fits perfectly. Okay. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, Laura, you haven't added any ribbon. You're correct, but I'm about to. I have got some fabulous Secret C ribbon right here. And I'm going to tie my bow. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it differently this time. I'm just going to do a knot. Just to show that you can do lots of different things and how different your card might look depending on what you choose to do. Okay, so I have just tied a little knot. That was probably a little bit hard to see against the dark background. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to put it right there like that. Not even anything fancy. Glue dots way over there. Yes, Maury, I hope you are able to make some time for your crafting. It's good for us and it's fun. Okay, there we go. There's our little knot. And now I'm just going to add some dimensionals to the hello. So, folks in the comments, especially those who are joining us on the replay, I would love to know which of these two cards do you like better? Oh my goodness, I made a mess with my dimensionals. Do you like the Good Friend is a Gift? Very elegant and what would you call it? Elegant, calm, reserved. And then the boho vibes is more like, hello, hello, more excitable and bright and colorful and fun. So which is more your style? As I said, you can find virtual classes for both of these on my website, inkyfingers.ca/on-demand for those virtual classes. And you can get a virtual class for free if you make a purchase of $99 or more from my Stampin' Up store. Okay, that one's going to go right there. There we go. Two cards, same layout, but pretty different, right? Okay, let me do a little bit of tidying up here because as usual, I've got stuff everywhere. And then we'll get on with giving away a card. Now, speaking of giving away cards, if you would like to win one of the cards we made today, all you need to do is share this video. You can do that right now. You don't even have to wait for me to finish talking. You can share the video, and I will be putting your name in the draw next week to win one of these cards. Okay, you have all the way until next Monday. Right before I go live next time is when I look at the people who have shared the video and I decide, well, I don't decide. I put them in the draw and I draw a name. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit tidier over here. Still not nearly as tidy as it ought to be, but tidier than it was, right? Okay, hey, Alexina, thanks for joining us. All right, so what are we here to do now? We're here to give away a card from last week. We're going to get our pal Stevie back in here. All right, Stevie, show us what we did last time. Ooh, cool. Remember when we made these awesome cards? Only a week ago. It seems like forever. Now, Stevie, who is the winner for last week? Oh, nobody shared last week? That's such a bummer. Don't forget, if you are sharing the video, please put it in the comments that you're sharing. Alexina just shared right now. Thank you so much. Shout out to Alexina. Put it in the comments that you're sharing, because Facebook doesn't always tell me who's sharing. So I'm going to hang on to these cards until next time, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do, actually. Anybody who makes a purchase from my Stampin' Up store this month is going to get one of these beautiful cards in the mail. And Alexina, you're going in the draw for next week, and so is anybody else who shares this card between now and next Monday. All right, folks, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for joining, whether you watched live or on the replay. Don't forget to take some creative time for yourself this week. If you're looking for supplies or inspiration or how-to ideas, check out my website at inkyfingers.ca. I hope you have a great day and a great week. Happy Stamp Day. Bye-bye.